Blackstone Audio presents The Plague of Thieves Affair, a Carpenter and Quincannon mystery by Marcia Muller and Bill Pronzini. This book is read by Meredith Mitchell and Mark Peckham.
For the folks at Tor Forge, with our thanks, for giving Carpenter and Quincannon a good home. 1. Quincannon. There were few more undesirable places for a detective and committed temperance man to be plying his trade, John Quincannon reflected sourly, not for the first time in the past few days, than the bowels of a blasted brewery. The fine, rich perfume of malt, hops, yeast, and brewing and fermenting beer permeated every nook and cranny of the two-story block-square brick building that housed Golden State Steam Beer. Whenever he prowled its multitude of rooms and passages, he was enveloped in a pungent miasma that tightened his throat and dried his mouth, creating a thirst that plain water couldn't quite slake. In his drinking days, he had been mightily fond of the type of lager invented during the gold rush and unique to San Francisco, known as steam beer. John Weiland's Philadelphia Brewery, the National Brewery, and others operating in the city in this year of 1896, specialized in porter and pilsner. If one of their owners had sought the services of Carpenter and Quincannon Professional Detective Services, he would not be suffering such pangs as this place instilled in him. But it had been Golden State's James Willard who had come calling, and the fee he'd offered for an investigation into the bizarre death of the head brewmaster, Otto Ackerman, was a sum no self-respecting Scot in his right mind could afford to turn down. In the 5 years since Quincannon had taken the pledge, he had seldom been even mildly tempted to return to his bibulous ways. Even on his regular visits to his favorite watering hole, Houlihan Saloon on 2nd Street, to spend an evening with cronies or clients, he hadn't once considered imbibing anything stronger than his usual mug of clam juice. But after 4 days in Golden State's rarefied atmosphere, his craving for a tankard of San Francisco's best steam beer had grown to the barely manageable level. Another few days here, and he might well be shamefully, if briefly, seduced. Well, such a temporary fall should not be in the offing. He wouldn't be here in the guise of a city sanitation inspector for a second week, or even for one more day, if matters developed as he now believed they would. In anticipation of such a development, he wore his 36
Sample complete. Ready to continue?